Let's keep this moving. Business Insider is reporting that the Trump campaign has knowingly taken thousands of dollars from a neo-Nazi leader and other racists. This is by Kelly McLaughlin, and it says Maura Gullett, a neo-Nazi leader who created an outpost of the Aryan nations in Louisiana, has donated at least $2,000 to President Donald Trump's re-election campaign, according to data collected by Popular Information. He has donated at least 29 times since 2017, and the Trump campaign was reportedly made aware of the donations by The Forward, which is a website. Popular Information detailed donations from several others, including Pete Ziv, a businessman who was sued by Washington State over accusations that he discriminated against non-white employees. The irony about this, and I don't know if it's an irony, it's clearly the point. The point is that Donald Trump didn't need these funds. We're talking about maybe $10,000 worth of donations over the period of time, but he took it anyway. Here was an opportunity for Donald Trump to reject, for him to make a clear stand and say, I reject these dollars. I reject these white supremacist organizations. I reject these racist organizations. But he doesn't do it. You know why? Because he understands who his base is. He is clear about it. He is making league with the racists and with the Nazis. This is why he can never bring himself to condemn any of them. He could not bring himself to condemn them in Charlottesville. He said they're very fine people on both sides. One side were people who were protesting against racism. The other side were fascists, literal Nazis, shouting Nazi slogans like Jews would not replace us. Right. That's how clear they were Nazis. There was no ambiguity about whether or not these were racist and fascists. Right. So he made league with them then, and he is staying in league with them now. He did not need their money, but for him to reject their money would have sent a signal to them that Donald Trump may not want to be affiliated with them. The reason he can't bring himself to condemn the actions yesterday, he could not bring himself to condemn the actions of what's the boy name? Kyle Rittenhouse. That he actually, not only did he not condemn it, he actually justified it and gave him a defense. And the reason is because he knows that those are his people. And so if there's any question at this point, there should be no question. Anyone who denies it is being intentionally obtuse, or they are themselves a part of these alliances of racists, of white supremacists, of Nazis, of far-wing, right-wing militias who have a deeply seated hatred, not only for black people, but for anyone who is not exactly like them, anyone who's not pure like them. Donald Trump and Stephen Miller, his top advisor, they have been sleeping in the same racist bed as these fascists all of this time, and they will never reject it, even when it's something as simple as rejecting their money when you don't need their money. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's absolutely the easiest test to reject money from people that you don't want to be in league with. And so by knowingly accepting these dollars, he is sending a signal to them saying, I am on your side. And he fully expects the media to do what it always does. And that is to be like, well, is he actually a racist? Or is this racist adjacent? Is this racially coded language? You know, right? So we debate it on our side of the equation when they, on their side of the equation, fully accept Donald Trump as one of theirs. He emboldens them. He encourages them. He is their leader. He is their savior. And they know it very clearly. And the only people who aren't clear about it is like the mainstream media, who's still trying to figure out whether or not they should print the word racist while he's doing all of these clearly racist things.
Go to www.patreon.com/The BPD Show and get twice the content and unfiltered interviews without any of the commercial interruptions.
And here we go. At this point in every single episode, I'd like to take a minute to thank the people who make the show possible, our patrons. Very special welcome to Aaron David Ross. Thank you for becoming a patron. Allison, thank you for becoming a patron. Jesse Jordan Gay, thank you so much for becoming a patron. Wait a minute now. Bounce. Very special welcome to Suku Similane. Now, I'm pretty sure I massacred that last name, but still, thank you so much for becoming a patron. You too can become a part of this prestigious and prodigious patron family by going to patreon.com/the BPD show, where you get twice the content, uncut, unfiltered interviews, none of the commercial interruptions, and you give me the ability to speak truth and power into the powerless, whether the powerful like it or not. Did you hear what I said?
Welcome back to the Benjamin Dixon Show. Visit us online at thebenjamindixonshow.com.
Welcome back. If you want to hear of a nightmare scenario, I have a nightmare scenario for you. This is just coming out this afternoon. A Democratic pollster predicts a huge Trump win on election night, but says Biden will end up winning within a week. Here's some of the key takeaways. We are sounding an alarm and saying that it is a very real possibility that the data is going to show on election night an incredible victory for Donald Trump. One scenario modeled by Mendelssohn's polling firm even shows Donald Trump prevailing in the electoral college on election night, winning 408 electoral votes compared to just 130 for Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden. The model shows Biden winning California, New York, Colorado, Oregon, and the state of Washington. That scenario accounts for the idea that just 15% of mail-in ballots will be counted by election night. In that event, the model suggests Biden could prevail days later if counting goes smoothly by 334 electoral votes to Donald Trump's 204. When every legitimate vote is tallied, and when we get to that final day, which will be some day after Election Day, it will in fact show that what happened on election night was exactly that, a mirage. It looked like Donald Trump was in the lead, and he fundamentally was not when every ballot gets counted. This, my friends, is a nightmare scenario. Not only because it will give Donald Trump a full week of declaring that he was the winner, and not only will it give the media, who is feckless in handling these complicated and nuanced conversations, right? They are going to go along with it to some degree. They're going to go along with the Schadenfreude. But the nightmare scenario is that once the votes are actually counted and it shows that Joe Biden has won, don't you think for one second that Donald Trump supporters would not burn this country to the ground? You think you've seen violent protests? Wait till these white supremacists and racists and Karens and people who are foaming at the mouth because they want to be able to slam you on social media and talk bad about you and attack you because you supported Joe Biden or because you opposed Donald Trump, which are two totally different things. They want more than anything else to be able to rub it in your face. And you mean to tell me that after a week of them rubbing it in your face and the mail-in ballots are finally counted and the media has been giving Donald Trump all of this voice for an entire week where he's been declaring himself a victor and then like not only just a victorious, but like a huge win, a 408 electoral vote win? That is going to rip this country apart. And the only thing that we can do about it is prepare for it now. Say it everywhere. Get this word out. Patrons, stay tuned. Everyone else, thank you so much for being a beautiful audience. Patreon.com/the BPD show, or I'll see you tomorrow.